Cần Thơ has white rice and clear water. Once coming here, one does not want to go home. The saying above, it's all that Cần Thơ, whether God blessed, has. Coming to Cần Thơ, tourists can visit the Cái Răng floating market, the orchards with ripened fruits all year round, and can learn more about the customs and habits of local people. It can be said that Cần Thơ has all the potential for developing eco-tourism based on the swamped land.
Nào nào con nước đầy vơi, nghe tiếng ai hò thắm đượm tình quê nhân thương dạt dào.
Greetings from Trang Việt Nam on VTC10 Net Việt. Cần Thơ is the hub of tourism in the Mekong region of Vietnam. So what is the role of responsible tourism in this region? In today's program, we have a conversation with Madam Mary, an expert from the EU-ESRT program. Thank you, Mary, for joining our program today. The first question we'd like to ask you is what can you say about the advantages for tourism development in Cần Thơ, and in what ways do you think tourism in Cần Thơ is attractive to tourists?
I think the tourism offering in Canto is interesting to a certain degree for the domestic tourists. It also captures the imagination of the international tourist. However, I believe that the offering needs to be developed further, and there needs to be more variety brought into the tourism product to engage the tourists who come to Canto and encourage them to extend the number of overnights they stay in the city. At the moment, many people travel by boat from Ho Chi Minh City to Canto. Maybe they stay one night, go to the floating market and travel back. I think if the tourism offering in the hinterland surrounding Canto is developed and made more interesting, then there are opportunities for the tourists to stay longer and spend money and create more employment in the tourism sector, and the local people benefited from this.
Do you think that developing responsible tourism will help Cần Thơ improve the quality of tourism service and be attractive to international tourists?
I think the role of responsible tourism is primarily capacity building and awareness raising about the importance of the environment and the social aspects of tourism development. Responsible tourism is a capacity building tool for the policymakers and for the business sector to make them aware of how important the environment is to the future generations who will live in that area. Sometimes people get confused about responsible tourism. Responsible tourism is really very simple. It's about making the life for the local people better and making the experience for the visitor more interesting.
As far as we know, the EU-ESRT program supported the 3 provinces in the Mekong Delta of Vietnam, and especially Cần Thơ, in developing the responsible tourism. Can you tell us more about that?
Under the European Union funded ESRT project, part of our activity is to support public-private dialogue and strengthen the management of tourism in the provinces. And under this pillar, we work very closely in the Mekong Delta with 3 provinces called Canto, An Giang and Kinh Giang. Those 3 provinces, we develop what is called a destination management model. This is a cooperation model between the public sector and the private sector who sit together. They develop working groups. These working groups work on specific aspects of tourism development. For instance, product development, marketing, and human resource development. Canto is the hub of those three provinces, and we work intensively in strengthening the capacity of the DCSTs in the three provinces.
In recent years, ecotourism destinations in Phong Điền district have always been the very first choice of tourists coming to Cần Thơ. By far, it was a charming countryside with luxuriant orchards. Along with the support of the state authorities, as well as the technical assistance, skill training on responsible tourism under the EU projects, local people here were determined to convert the work, which was merely farming, into community-based tourism. After more than 3 years, farmers here have more knowledge, skills, and be more confident to welcome visitors to their gardens.
Thì trước đây là làm cái nông nghiệp, bây giờ thì bà con tận dụng những cái nhà vườn của mình làm ăn có hiệu quả đấy, thì kết hợp cái du lịch homestay, gọi là du lịch cộng đồng. Thì từ đó thì cái điều kiện kinh tế của bà con thì nó phát triển hẳn lên. Ví dụ như trong các cái điểm nhà vườn bán thì các cái điểm du lịch homestay có thể là thu mua trái cây chẳng hạn, về để phục vụ thêm cho các cái điểm du lịch này. Thì từ đó thì cái nông sản của bà con làm ra thì nó có cái hiệu quả hơn, giá cả thì nó cũng thuận lợi hơn so với những cái năm trước mà chưa có làm du lịch.
Coming to Mười Cương Garden, Mỹ Khánh Commune, Phong Điền District, Cần Thơ Province, tourists can join the family in harvesting and producing cocoa and enjoy the products that they can make. Previously, income is around $10,000 per year, but now, every year the family's income is about $12,000 to $15,000 thanks to providing homestay service.
Trước khi tôi làm du lịch thì tôi chuyên về ca cao, thì cái thu nhập bình quân thì nó cũng khoảng cỡ 10.000 trở lên, $10.000 trở lên. Làm du lịch thì nó có tăng thêm cái nguồn thu nhập. Sắp tới tôi sẽ mở thêm phòng. Hiện nay tôi có 4 phòng, 4 phòng. Tôi sẽ mở thêm phòng rồi tôi sẽ chỉnh trang lại vườn tược, làm cho cái khu du lịch của mình nó sạch đẹp hơn.
Apart from Mười Cương family, Trần Văn Liền, the owner of Vàm Sáng Garden, also earns more income from tourism service. Visitors to his garden were very satisfied and introduced to their families and friends. Since then, his garden is increasingly well known.
Ở đây chúng tôi đón tiếp khách truyền thống nhiều lắm. Bà con đến rồi đi rồi trở lại rồi giới thiệu thêm người thân của mình. Đại khái là khách Hà Nội. Có những người họ đáp xuống phi trường 31, tức là phi trường ở Cần Thơ đó. Rồi họ kêu taxi đi thẳng vào đây. Rồi có khi mình cũng hướng dẫn. Rồi bà con ta cười, ta vui vẻ nó thôi. Tôi biết. Mà mình thấy bà con mới tới lần đầu tôi nói, ủa sao quý vị biết gần hơn tôi tưởng. Nó có người thân tôi có tới đây rồi.
The southern part of Vietnam attracts tourists by homestay tourism based on communities' orchards and the vast rivers. Tourists not only have interesting experiences, but also learn more about the life and livelihood of the people. The farmers here act as the tour guides, helping visitors gain new experiences. Although not many are providing homestay service, they are gradually changing the perception of the whole community about responsible tourism.
Under the EU-ESRT program, some villages in Cần Thơ received the support in developing the responsible tourism. Can you share more with us about the purpose when you chose some particular villages in Cần Thơ to support?
Under the ESRT project, we work very closely with our main stakeholder, VNAT, and throughout the country, with the support to VNAT, we identified particular communities in very disadvantaged areas where we went and supported communities in those areas with equipment and furniture for their community houses. We also delivered a capacity awareness of responsible tourism, and we delivered a whole programme of responsible tourism trainings covering homestay training, marketing, marketing to SMEs, small enterprises, destination management, marketing, many topics based on the needs of the particular area. Now the legacy of our project will be like a small pilot that the provinces through the Ministry of Tourism in each of the provinces can use in the future, and they can introduce further trainings and continue to ensure sustainability.
Homestay service is seen as an add-on to their existing livelihood, which is farming, and helps the locals earn more income. Can homestay service be a stable and sustainable livelihood for them in the future?
Yes, indeed it can. When I first came to Vietnam, I had a different idea about homestay, because when you stay in a homestay in Europe, you stay in the house, you have your own bedroom and you have your own bathroom. In Vietnam, it's more communal, and you become very close to the family and you experience life firsthand. This is very unique, and I believe that this is something that must be developed and preserved going forward. I think it's very much part and parcel of the livelihood of the people in the Mekong Delta, and also in other areas of Vietnam, for instance in the North provinces and in some of the other Central Highland provinces. And I believe that this is very unique, and it must be developed and it must be marketed and branded separately to promote this very, very unique and very opportune experience that Vietnam has to offer the world.
Some villages in Cần Thơ are doing very good. Are they the good examples for others villages to look at and to learn from?
Yes. There are some very good examples in various communities throughout the country where we supported the development and the management of the tourism. Mekong Delta is one example where we have some real life success stories, and these success stories will be the legacy for other provinces to use, and through the VNAT they have access to all our tools and all our materials, and of course this can be replicated countrywide very, very, very easily.
Once again, thank you, Mary, for joining our program today. With the support from many organizations, and especially under the EU-ESRT program, some villages in Cần Thơ are doing very good in developing the responsible tourism. Hopefully, this can be good examples for others to look at. And that's all we have for today's program. For comment and feedback, don't hesitate to write to us at sangvietnam@netvietv.net. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.